What up, YouTube? Giving a little hotep back again. Oh, wait a minute. All right. Now I'm sure y'all can hear me now. What's going on, y'all? Heavy Metal Hotep back with another video for you guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Has had a peaceful, prosperous, and productive day. And yeah, before we get into it, let me just go ahead and make sure everything's good here. Should be coming up. We in there? 1 second. All right, cool. There we go. So as I was saying, hope everybody is having a peaceful, prosperous, and productive day. And night as well. So before we get into it, guys, I just want to let you guys know that the last episode is on Instagram, and you can follow me on there at Heavy Metal Hotep. Yeah, so basically, for those that didn't tune in or those that missed it, we basically talked about having a proper mindset, making sure that you're in the right headspace to achieve your goals, right? So basically, I was at my family's place, and didn't want to leave you guys hanging. But I mean, for the YouTube people, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, definitely make sure you do. Just because sometimes I will be away, and if I don't bring my mobile studio with me, I will be just streaming on Instagram from my phone. So if you guys want to keep up with me there, keep up with all the episodes, any episode that isn't on YouTube that will be on Instagram, make sure you guys follow me there so you can keep up with that. Also, speaking of Instagram, we did a live stream, sitting there practicing guitar, figured I'd put the camera on, go live, and we were doing pretty good, but then it got cut. I was playing a bunch of different songs, different types of music too. Covered No Games by my people, label mates over at Schizo Inc. Basically, just covered the guitar, shout out to Schizo. They, things that we're doing over there is really dope. Make sure you guys check out Quarantine 2 Election. This new EP that's released on our label, and got a lot of heat. If you like hip hop with some good bars, definitely go check out my boys Kane and Li Bleak. Shout out to them. Yeah, they've got a few different things out on Spotify. So yeah, was doing a stream, covered that. Obviously did some rock and metal music, and honestly, we were doing good. And then we started playing some Sabbath, and then halfway through Heaven and Hell, Instagram decided to cut my stream off, because it was copyrighted music, even though the whole entire time playing copyrighted music. But I don't know, I guess they don't play when it comes to Black Sabbath. But yeah, so again, make sure y'all are following me on Instagram at Heavy Metal Hotep. Definitely make sure y'all like the video, subscribe, click the bell, turn on the notifications if you haven't, just to make sure that you can keep up to date when I do go live or when I do post another video. Yeah, without further ado, so tonight's episode, we're talking about dealing with your insecurities, right? And how if you just let them lie and you don't really handle it, that's gonna definitely throw you off track with completing your goals and achieving goals. Not only that, but it's just going to increase stress and increase hardships in your life that otherwise wouldn't be there if you basically are handling your hand, right? So first off, when it comes to dealing with insecurities, we should probably just get this right out of the way right now. Um, that's no one's burden and job to handle but you. Even if it comes down to you having to seek professional help, right? I mean, at the end of the day, letting those things stew in your life is not really going to, obviously, it's not going to be beneficial to you. It's not going to help you in any sort of way. I mean, just the fact that it may be hard to do alone might deter you from handling it. But at the end of the day, I mean, is it worth it? Is it worth letting it just sit there and just sometimes, oftentimes, I would say even snowball, right? Is it really worth letting it just lie there because it's hard? Because, it's going to be something difficult to do. Life is full of difficulties, as I'm sure my viewers know, and have already experienced, and they don't just go away, So you want to make sure that at the end of the day, you are keeping an eye on those things and making sure that you don't just let them sit there. I mean, like I said before, it's not going to be beneficial to you. It's not going to help you in any sort of way. In fact, it's going to do the opposite, right? So another thing I'd want to say about dealing with your insecurities is that when you dwell on them rather than seeking different ways and exploring different avenues, particularly positive avenues to help those insecurities, change them and get them out of the way, you end up basically, again, like we talked about, adding more stress. So you're focusing on them and you're letting them rent free space in your mind, instead of you're wasting time, I would say. You're wasting time focusing on them and getting caught up in that moment. And the more you do that, the worse it's going to get, especially in real time in that moment. The more you do that, you're going to end up basically not focusing on what you should be focusing on with whatever goal it is that you're trying to achieve, whatever thing it is that you're trying to accomplish. You're actually just spending time thinking about and rethinking about things that you might believe to be not something that you're proud of, or something embarrassing or whatever. And I'm not saying that those things aren't going to creep into your mind, but again, it's up to you to make sure that you get them out of there as soon as possible. You get them out of the way. I mean, really, they're just fucking roadblocks, essentially. And I think that's a good way to look at it. They're fucking roadblocks. At the end of the day, you're not going to sit there and move past them until you've handle it. So, and you could spend time or waste time, rather. You could waste time focusing on how big the roadblock is, how hard it's going to be to get it moved or break and this and that. And I mean, the more that you focus on that, the more time you're wasting where you could be continuing on your path to achieving your goals and to accomplishing things or whatever it is that you want to do in life, So just make sure that you continue focusing on the fact that they need to be dealt with and handled, rather than how much it sucks, how bad it makes you feel, right? So, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it because there are, like, I understand, like, this is something that a lot of people need help with, and sometimes people do these things and then they regress back into that. I'm not saying that, once you understand how to deal with your insecurities, that every single time, right, it's going to just be easy. I will say it might actually get easier the more you practice it, right? The more you practice it, it might get easier, obviously depending on the situation. But it's worth it. You got to spend time making sure that you don't have any added stresses or anything extra in your life that's, causing you to slip, causing you to fall, or, just halting you from progressing, right? Halting you from moving forward. Um, and I think that a lot of the time, what that stems from, right? With insecurity stem from is understanding, not understanding, sorry, not understanding that you got flaws. We all do, right? We all have things that we need to work on. But my personal theory is that it comes from a mindset of I'm, such a, completed person. I'm, so this and so that. And it comes from, I would say, like a boastful kind of attitude that when reality hits that, you're not that and you have things to work on, people tend to become insecure of those things. And that's a whole different avenue to explore in and of itself. The fact that things that you're insecure about getting to you in a certain way as if you're not a person with flaws to begin with, you know? I mean, I would say, right, this is just my, my theory. I would argue that people that understand that they have flaws and are aware of them and aware that they're only human and there's always things to work on each and every day, that's a goal in and of itself, right? I would argue that people that realize that aren't as insecure as people who um seem to come from this mentality that, they're, let's say they're up here, and then when reality hits them and they realize that no, they're right there. Now they're insecure about not being up there, this and that, you know, this looks funny on my face, my nose is too big, little things like that. And it's like, I would say little things that, in the grand scheme of things, outside of yourself, getting out of your own head, outside of yourself, don't really matter. Nobody's paying attention to that. No one, people aren't walking around, looking at how big of a forehead you got, or how big your nose is, or, the fact that you ain't got the latest Jordans on, or something like that, I really do think that it comes from a place of thinking like I am the center of the universe and that everybody's looking at me. So if someone says, something that isn't a compliment, or, streets alone. Good, good, good. All right, we're good. Yeah, look, man, this is what happened when you're live. Everything doesn't always run as smoothly, but at the end of the day, okay. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, something's going on with something's going on with OBS right now, but looks like it's good. All right, I'm gonna try to get through just a few more points, and then we're gonna have to wrap this up. Don't just make sure that stream ends up getting saved and doesn't get cut off in the middle. All right, so I think we're good now. Should be good. Okay. All right, but yeah. So, well, what you want to do is, and I truly do believe that. I really do believe that. How insecurities start and fester, especially when like it's a serious detriment to what you're doing in everyday life for some reason, it's a serious detriment. I really do. It comes from a place of thinking that you're higher than you actually are. Thinking, I guess you could say, in a sense, being a megalomaniac. And you know what? That's I think that's an interesting point, and a thing to talk about. Like when it comes to people that are megalomaniacs, I honestly think this is definitely related to insecurities, because I'd be interested in trying to find out and try to figure out if being a megalomaniac is somehow linked to insecurities. I mean, I don't know. It seems like it is. You know what I mean? Like, it seems that the only time you can be bothered so much to, excuse me, so much that something is, ooh, hold on. Okay, we're good. What's going on? Yeah, we're good. I don't know. The thing that you can, something like when you're bothered so much that about something specific, that again, um understanding, you know, the universe and the world is much, much bigger than just you and your own views and your own experiences. And your own things that you intend to think about, trying to dwell on. Um, I think to forget that, right? To not understand that, to a degree where, okay, so, um, I don't like this certain thing about me, but maybe it's something internal. Not everyone, like, unless it's something that you really like let out or you really let show, and this goes back to working on it. Um, Most likely, nobody is thinking about that. A lot of people are in their own little worlds themselves. You honestly think that they care about the same thing that you don't like about yourself. Now, I'm not saying people will never notice these different things or tendencies, whatever they may be, or even physical attributes about yourself. I'm not saying no one will notice, but being that the universe and the world is so big, the likelihood of someone really, you know, or a bunch of people really paying attention to that is not very likely. It's not very likely. So at the end of the day, you know, you just want to make sure that you're working on these things, rather than focus on whether it's noticeable or not. Because my question would be, okay, once they're noticeable, right? If, let's say you're thinking about it, oh man, does this person know this person know that? Did they see this? Did they see that? Or whatever. Are they looking at this or looking at that? Once, let's say they are, right? For argument's sake, let's say they are. Okay. Now what? You're just gonna stay in that mentality and just keep on having these negative feelings, rather than because one you don't necessarily know that they're even thinking about that, paying attention to it. But not only that, you're just now wasting your time thinking about it rather than, oh, something you don't like about yourself, then fucking change it. Get to work. I never, and at the end of the day, me saying that, right? Notice, you can play it back without, when I'm saying that, nowhere in here have I said so far that it's easy, that it's going to be easy. Now, some insecurities, dealing with them, you know, and fixing them, handling them, may be easier than others. But at the end of the day, who cares if it's easy or not? Does it need to be done? Sure. Do what you got to do. So, with that, I'm gonna leave you guys. Stream's kind of being weird, but I wanted to make sure I was spent some time talking about that with you guys tonight. And I hope this video finds you well. Guys, you know, don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, you know, we're getting close to 200 followers and likes on my Facebook page. I meant to plug that earlier, but yeah, on Facebook. Definitely like the page. You can find me by typing in Heavy Metal Hotep. Like the page. We're really close to getting to 200 likes and follows. And when we do, we're gonna do a special 200 viewer stream. I haven't decided if it's gonna be on Facebook yet. It would make sense to be, but I might just do it on YouTube. So, with that being said, hope everybody has a peaceful, prosperous, and productive day. Or, well, night. And a day tomorrow. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. So, I will see you guys on the next stream. Peace. Hotep.